Hello everybody and welcome back to Europa, where we have an available colonist, actually. So, currently I'm just thinking about what would give us the most amount of terra incognita. Like this up over here? Alternatively, we could just try to go directly on the border with Cahokia. And that may end up being the right way to go. So this is not actually a province that we can colonize at this moment because this is not fully developed over here. Neither of these are. We could colonize here. And I'm just looking at how close we are to getting some of these others colonized. I think we're going to have to go over here for now. I would prefer to colonize up over this way, but unfortunately, as of right now, I don't believe that that's a good option. So what do we have for workshops? Nothing significant, and nothing significant for churches either. So then manufactories would be the way to go. We're trying to get new admin tech here, that's for sure. And how close to that are we? Okay, so that's going to happen before we get into the admin focus here. So that's understood. For now, we're going to proceed forward, and Cahokia are making a bunch of claims on us. Hilarious. We're going to decline knowledge sharing. I do want to build a spy network on Cahokia, so we're going to get going on that. How many troops do they have? 46k? So we have a significant troop quantity advantage. Right. We're still working on these ships out over here, and I'm just wondering, are we still adding to this? Because this should be at 25. Okay, let's go ahead and do that. That'll be fine. We're currently making 573 manpower per month. Okay, that seems reasonably fine for the moment. So we're trying to get our admin tech up here. That'll give us access to state houses, some governing capacity, but more importantly, does admin tech 12 unlock any of these? 14... 14, 14. Okay, so we need admin tech 14. We'll get switched over there soon enough. So we do need to do another conversion, which we are definitely interested in doing. There's no debate in the Senate right now, and I think admin power is what we take here. So we'll get going on that. And exempt impressment would be really, really good across the board. This would be 275 manpower. Some Navy tradition seems okay. We're at 25% here. Appease reactionaries. Promote meritocracy. We could do some local autonomy. Minting rights are okay. That's fine. Local autonomy here is okay as well. Minting rights. Diplomatic support, I think, is okay. That puts us up to 56%. And government reform progress. That's a lot of ducats. I'd prefer not to do that. We'll take a small amount of inflation here. We'll do appease reactionaries. I'm not hugely okay with that, but it's okay for now. So we can get that. That brings us up to 81%. So I guess from here we can promote meritocracy. Sure. So that's 93. And then what else are we interested in from here? Revert governmental progress. I don't like it, but we'll take it for now. That gives us 50 admin power, which allows us to immediately grab admin tech 12. So that is definitely a big deal. And we'll continue to work our way through this. That's going to reduce our unbalanced... So that alone is big. We're not running into any issues with global trade yet, so I'm not concerned about this as of right now. We don't need that. 100 population is fine. So how many more do we need for our colonies? Yeah, our colonies are doing pretty okay across the board. So that all looks great. And once this ship finishes, that should finish up our mission here for, let's see, assemble an invasion force. That's what we should need there. So that'll be fine. We're excited to get the rest of this, of course. We need to attack up over here, but these guys allied with Great Britain. That means that there's not much that's going to be happening up here for a while. Cahokia absolutely needs to be what we're going after here. So that's fine. They just went to Miltech 17. That is noted. So we're 2 Miltechs behind right now. Understood. 30 diplomatic power? Sure, that seems fine. So how close are we to Miltech 16? October of 1613. Noted. Okay, so there is Assemble an Invasion Force finished up. So to grab that, that'll be absolutely wonderful. Back to the motherland, we would need to own Constantinople. Okay. I don't think we're in a position to do this right now. Yeah, we're definitely not. But that's something that we can think about a little later on. That'll definitely be interesting. Wave of immigration, 200 population in one of our locations. That's a pretty big deal, actually. So what do we got here? 0.09s? Yeah. And in here, ooh, 0.17. That's pretty good. And then we can get a potential manufactory going somewhere, but we're still lacking a lot of admin tech. So that is absolutely noted. Okay, great expectations, huh? A base tax for 100 admin power? That's not a great deal, actually. We're going to say no special favors. Lose a base tax? No thank you. So the Dynatory are currently unhappy, and that's not surprising. That is reducing our manpower recovery speed until they get back up over 30. That'll be relatively quick, so that is fine for now. I'm not too concerned about that one. So we can begin the invasion effort here. Interesting. So this would give us, while at war using invasion CB or in a defensive war with a country that's not Roman culture group and owns at least one Greek province. 10% morale of armies is pretty big. Manpower and true faith provinces. Interesting. That's very interesting. For now, I don't think we're going to do that, but it's certainly something to think about. So this would be Patriarch Authority. The Dynatory would lose more loyalty. I think we shouldn't do that. I think we should instead do this. That's going to cost us 30 diplomatic power, and that's understood. It's not ideal, but here we are. So that now means that we no longer have the Dynatory Malice. That is good. Ah. 2 colonies just became self-sustaining out over here. So they need to be cored. We'll get those done. Those are relatively expensive to core as well. And these 2 are not done yet. This one is actually going to be done probably in the next month, though. So let's finish that. Any moment now. Now there's a heretic conversion. That sounds good. Spartan Particularists, I don't care about any of that. That seems fine. So this needs to be cored, but now we can colonize up here. And I want to do this. So we're going to colonize here. We're going to colonize here. And then for the last colonization, maybe down over this direction. Because we can't go here. I would like to, but we definitely cannot do that. So I'm thinking down over here for right now. So we'll arrive over there and get some new colonies going here. That'll be wonderful. Okay, we should definitely get a conversion going too. That'll be fine. So what I really want to do right now is I want to get our Miltech up at least to 16. The age of absolutism has begun. That's understood. And we have too few seats in the Senate. So we're going to need to expand our Senate a little bit here. This'll work. I mean, that'll be fine. Cool. So that looks okay for now. What is the Miltech of Spartania? 16? Noted. So if we look here, we've got minus 10% from neighbor bonus, but this is 676 here. Exiled plus 25%. So what do we need to get rid of that exiled penalty? Embraced manufactories, right. Okay, so that's just going to take some time. That's absolutely fine. Wichita was building a spy network. Really? They're a vassal of Cahokia. I guess they feel ambitious. Because we're in a much better position versus Cahokia than we were previously. Things are going pretty okay on that front. So I think for now we're going to stay on military focus until we get this. And we're not interested in getting a quantity idea at this time. Grand race at the Hippodrome, huh? We'll lose some prestige. This is fine. So it just finished up another colony out over this direction. I'd love to colonize here. That's not an option, so we're going to colonize here instead. Okay, so that'll be fine. We're just working on filling in this area out over this way. We can make a state. That, of course, means that we're going to have to make another partial core here. Or rather, a full core. Okay, what is this? Spartan Pretender Rebels? I mean, they've got that under control. We can afford to send them this. That's fine. So that's completely and totally okay. Base production, I like it. And yeah, they've got this completely under control, but we sent them some help. And they want us to give them ducats in exchange for favors. We're going to decline that for right now. Do we want to enforce serfdom? I don't want to spend admin power, so no. They're going to lose loyalty here, and that's going to be a little painful, but I don't want to spend that admin power. So here's a question. At what point can we start integrating these guys? We need 190 opinion with them to integrate. So we can definitely improve relations with them. That'll be quite a lot that we can do. Where are... Here we go. Improve relations. So we can improve this by how much more? 138. That's enough. So that'll be fine. We can start integrating Spartania. And that'll be a big deal for us, of course. That'll be a really big deal. So that is something that we're very interested in doing. War has changed, according to Austria. Good job, Austria. Cool. So we really do want to get to Miltech 16. That is going to give us a reduction to our settler heritage, and that's going to be a very big deal for us. So that'll be available currently in September of 1613, so slightly over a year. Let's set an agenda here. What do we got? Colonization. Have any manufactory here. I'm not sure if we can even do that right now. It's a textile manufactory, so we can. Interesting. This would also give us a base tax here. Do it. So that seems great. That is absolutely wonderful. So we're going to start integrating Spartania, but I probably want to fight Cahokia before they're integrated. So that's something to think about. Do we want the crown to pay off these guys' debt? No. No, we do not. Okay, we can convert another province to Elysian Orthodox, which we're very interested in doing. And the question is, when do we want to declare this war on Cahokia? They've got 57k manpower. That's understood. 46k soldiers. What is our current combat width? 29? Okay, yep, that seems fine. We lost a general down over here, and we need to roll up a new one. That's unfortunate. We could give our consort military command. I'm gonna do it. He's pretty good at it, actually. So that seems absolutely fine for right now. And I do want to attack Cahokia here. So we can certainly fabricate a claim on them. This would be, what's the highest development here? This is it. So we can fabricate a claim on that, and we can now declare a war on them if we wanted to. So, looking at this, Netherlands would not come in. Vinland would, but we don't actually need them. Us and Spartania should be able to handle this. That said, I want to wait until we have Miltech 16. So that's currently October of next year. So it's like 1 year away. That seems fine. That'll give us a chance to build up some manpower here. Seems like a very good thing to do. We're about to finish up this colony, and in fact, it just finished. Our natural scientist died. That's understood. We definitely want to replace him. But we need to get another colony going, and it'll basically have to be either here or here. Those are the only real options to us right now. We'd love to go up here, but we can't do that. So we're going to go here. Okay, so we need a new... production efficiency? Done. So that'll be fine. How old is this guy? He's 30. He'll stick around for a while. So that sounds absolutely wonderful. Okay. So we're sticking with military focus for the time being, at least until we get the Miltech here. We can seize land, but the Dynatoi are too upset. We can't do that right now. That's okay. They'll get over it. It's fine. So for the time being, that seems okay. The question is, we're about ready to start annexing Spartania. Right? And the real question here is, how is that going to end up going? Like, how long is that going to take? $100 years. Okay, so that is a lot, but we're going to get started on that. So that's using 5 diplomatic power per month for 100 years. Understood. We'll get started on it, and this will be absolutely fine. It's going to take a long time. That's okay. We'll continue to rely on them for now, but militarily we're much stronger than we were last time we fought Cahokia, so that is absolutely a great thing. And we're very interested in getting this Miltech here. So we're still 10% here. This is neighbor bonus. This is neighbor bonus. So the question is, when are we going to be ahead of time in Miltech? It's not going to be yet. But we can definitely grab this. This is going to give us an additional combat width. So that seems okay. We'll grab that. There's a conversion complete, and that also has now changed, in theory, our... not our depleted naphtha reserves. In here somewhere, our settler heritage. Okay. The modifier will be removed if we complete that mission, sure. But it will be further lowered when we reach Miltech 16, which we just did, so that should change. So we can change over our cannon, not that that's going to do much for us. But importantly, our combat width went up by 1. So we can now have each of these have an additional unit of infantry, which is fine. And here's Fire and Steel. In an era of relentless warfare, we have to ensure our armies keep up the pace with foreign adversaries, particularly in light of the rapid advancements in gunpowder technology. There are 3 primary options to consider. Firstly, we can wholeheartedly embrace and enhance the European pike and shot, increasing the number of gunners and standardizing regiment compositions. Alternatively, some of our military advisors propose investing in a potential breakthrough for infantry doctrine, which would enable a devastating and sustained musket fire through meticulous drill and discipline. Additionally, the nobles have presented a compelling proposition centered around a formidable cavalry corps, capitalizing on their speed, agility, and shock power to achieve decisive advantages on the battlefield. So, this will go until Miltech 23, but it's going to take a year. Any way we slice it, our army would take a year here, this is going to take 5 years, and this is going to take 2 years. Okay, so discipline plus 5% here. That offsets that nicely. Land force limit modifier reduction. So land force limit modifier increase here. Cavalry flanking ability. I think we'll ignore the cavalry for the moment. I usually focus pretty heavily on infantry. But that cavalry to infantry ratio is pretty neat. I don't think we're going to go for this. I think we're going to go for the fastest one here. That would be this one. So that's going to take 1 year to reform our army. And the modifier will be removed when we reach military technology 23. Okay, cool. So now, let's give it a month tick here. Fantastic. 671. I like it. So we're going to need to wait until August of 1614 before we declare this. I do want to swap us over to admin focus at this time. So we're now on admin focus, and that's going to allow us to get caught up a bit in our admin tech. Now we're going to be really, really, really slow in building up our dip power. That's understood. So this is going to lag behind because of our integration down here, right? So that's okay. No major issues there. So this will be ready by August of 1614. Okay, so that's going to boost our production efficiency by 2%. Economically, we're doing very well here. So that looks good. And I do want to attack Cahokia very, very shortly. So if we attack them, this is what they'd have. Understood. Okay. So that seems fine for the moment. We're not declaring on them yet, but we should probably start moving our forces into position. So we can have one army here. I want our armies to be in kind of overlapping positions here. I want to keep them pretty close together. So let's start moving over, and we might have some attrition here. Yeah, there's definitely attrition here. So we could think about maybe going here. What about over here? That seems okay. And then these guys would be like here. Okay, so we're going to get moving over there for now. And we're going to restore our morale here. That'll be a very big deal. We'll let him stay home. We don't need him. That seems okay. So let's check our production here. 0.16, nice. 0.15, 0.12, 0.10, I like it. And then as far as our taxation goes, ooh, that's a big one. 0.26. Okay, seems neat. Now we can build some manufactories. We really need that Admin Tech 14. Oh, we actually can't afford any of these. But we can grab Admin Tech 13, at least. So we'll definitely do that. We can see here, we're now seeing some global trade malices here. So if we wanted to adopt global trade, that would currently cost us about 3,000 ducats. Understood. So this is now done out over here. These are not done. So we're going to have to colonize out over this direction. This state, of course, can be made, and we will certainly do that. And then we can core this. Perfect. So that'll be fine for now. And you might ask, what about this up over here? Well, it's going to be behind these forts, is the idea. Okay, so that seems reasonably fine. We've got a good amount of manpower built up. If we check in on Cahokia's manpower, yeah, they're at their cap. So that looks great. We just finished up this colony here. Okay, so this is a wasteland here. We can colonize here, which we definitely want to do. And then we also want to colonize here as soon as any other colony finishes, which would be this one. Okay, we can make a state up over this direction, which is fine, which will allow us to make a core there. And there's another conversion finished. I like it. It is January of 1615. So at this point, I think we should declare on Cahokia. Yeah, I think we should do this. This looks relatively free. So we're going to do that. We're going to have these guys go in here. I'm going to have these guys come back over here looking to knock these little guys out of the war. And then these, for the moment, are going to come up over to here. But really, I'm going to hold them in reserve over here. And we're going to wait for Vinland to show up for some of these. So this is all relatively fine. And we won this battle easily. Excellent. So over here, how much do we actually need to siege this? The answer is 3. So we're going to leave our cannon, and then we're going to leave 3 units here. These guys are going to sit here. I just don't want to take the attrition. So we're going to sit up over here for now. And we're going to siege here. Same scenario here. So these, we should have something like this. Perfect. That'll be fine. Now they're going to do some capping out over here, and that's understood. They can do that for the moment. Spain is preparing to attack Carib. That's fine. That's not us. So that sounds good. I'm going to have these guys go start sieging here. We know where at least the majority of Cahokia's army is up here. That's 46k. They have 58k, but that's the majority of their army up over here. So we're fine with that. Spartania is on their way up, and this is 12 here. Okay, we're going to leave our cannon, not like they do much, and then something like this. Okay, this is actually the opposite of what I wanted. Get in here. There we go. Something like that. So that looks good. Our colony here is now self-sustaining, which means that we want to send our colonist out over here. And yeah, Cahokia is going to occupy some of this, but it is time to put a cut in here. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. This did not actually get sent. There we go. I'm going to go ahead and put a cut in here, and next episode, we're going to push up over this way, and yeah, they're attacking with a lot of little guys out over here, but it doesn't really matter all that much. We just want to push up over this direction, and then we'll get this all taken care of, or maybe Spartania will. We'll see. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and a very special thank you to all of the channel members for making this video possible, including ALS Gamer, Dark Horse, Ethan Feldman, Upper Cumberland Gamers, Nick Smarty, Dimitri H, Punching the Microphone, The Lounge STL, and all the rest. And of course, you. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to support the channel, you can click the join button down below the video, and as always, I will see you all next time.